and welcome everyone, whether you're joining us on FaceTube, Twitter, Twitch, or goodness, any channels that I've been posting this on. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad that you guys came on with me today. I am so excited because I have both authors, Monte Farmer and Amy Zerner, with me today. Hi, guys.
Hi, Michelle Marie. Thank you for having us.
Oh, thank you for being. It is, and I'm so excited because I got something special in the mail for Christmas this year, and it contains the Enchanted Worlds, which you two wrote. And I am just so excited to open this package, so I'm not going to waste any time. Okay, and I've got my trusty knife.
That is a trusty knife.
Yeah, we always have one clipped. It's great for opening boxes and, other things. So
it matches your outfit.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, Leo sons like to keep it stylish. So okay. Oh my goodness. All right. So opening it up. This is my first time opening it. I'm so excited. Oh, and they got me a gift. Wish upon a star. Can you guys explain what this is? A cosmic fortune telling kit?
Yes. It's a really easy divination system. It's 22 stars and it comes in a velvet bag and you shake it up, pick a star.
Ooh.
Well, you make a wish while you're picking a star. And there's a little book and then you look up the meaning. It's really fun to do with other people.
Yeah, it's the closest thing to a child's divination system we ever did. But it's actually based on a cookie that we did years ago. We did a Fortune Frookies, the game you love to eat. And, one of those ideas, one of those Aquarian ideas that was a little ahead of its time. But we turned it into that game,
yeah.
the one in your hand.
It actually was star cookies at one point.
Yeah.
Monty and I toured the grocery store conventions. I was dressed like a witch.
Yeah.
What we've done.
Yes.
Well, it's all in the book you're about to look at.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is what the packaging looks like, guys. And there are these little stars with numbers on them on the inside. And yes, this is very Aquarian because the card for Aquarius is the star. And a little satchel. It says "Wish upon a star." And I'm guessing you put the stars in here, you mix them up, and then it looks like you open the book and see what it says. Yep. Am I right?
Yeah, okay. You got it.
All right.
Tells you how you're going to get your wish, if you're going to get your wish.
How you're going to get your wish.
Oh, that'd be great for New Year's readings too. Oh, yeah. I love that you make divination tools for children and all ages. That's fabulous.
Yeah. You
can never develop your intuition too early. Okay, it's at the bottom here. Okay. Oh my gosh, this is so heavy. This is hardcover, guys. Hardcover, full color. Check this out, everybody. Here, I'm gonna bit my screen a little bit bigger so you guys can get a better look at this.
It's like looking at our baby.
Oh my gosh, look at the colors. Look at the tapestry. Oh my gosh. And then in the back, it has some of your fashions available at Bergdorf Goodman and Amy's gallery in the Hamptons.
That's the University of North Texas. They have
they have a collection.
Yeah, they have a fabric collection, and one of Amy's collectors, who unfortunately passed away, who you would have loved, she's a lot of fun. She endowed a collection of Amy's work to be there forever.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
So that's the frontispiece. I mean, Red Feather did an amazing job with this.
There's 250 pages and 323 color plates.
Oh my gosh, yeah, and look at these plates, you guys. Come on, you forget about it. That's stunning.
Thank you.
I mean, this would make a great, coffee table conversation book. You have a neighbor that doesn't talk to you very much, and you need something to talk about. Just have this on your coffee table. Oh, now these are my favorites. These jackets that you create. This is on my bucket list. If Fox can stay healthy, I'll be able to afford one of these.
Oh, that'd be fun. It'd be fun to have you.
And that was a picture of Amy at Bergdorf Goodman right there.
Oh, here we go.
Well, that's one of the worlds. It's divided into 8 worlds. So that's the world of fashion. We have the world of dreams, the world of sacred spaces.
And the forward is by and the late Rose Slifka, who was the editor-in-chief of American Craft magazine. And she was a very interesting person. You'd appreciate this from a spiritual growth perspective. One day she walked up to Amy and said, "I get your work. I understand it now."
Oh, yes, you create whole worlds. Oh my goodness, this is
Yeah.
absolutely stunning. It says there is an ancient Persian belief that the creation of art endows the maker with divine powers that are transmitted to the viewer. Amy Zerner's work, ancient as well as modern in its cross-cultural sweep, is ultimately a sacred art. It
Yeah.
is. And I love that you make it not only for people's homes, but it's wearable. You create divination tools using it. And I've read your chart, Amy. You have a lot of planets in your Vedic chart in Pisces, and especially the sign of Ravati, which is the most spiritual sign. It's Sattva, Sattva, Sattva. All the gunas in Ravati are Sattva. So you have a direct connection through your crown chakra to the divine. And your moon is in Hasta, as we discussed. So you are able to take divine messages and images in from other realms, more, divine realms, and flow it through your hands.
That's the golden hand you told me about?
Yes, you have golden hands. So, oh, this is stunning. Let me go ahead and read the worlds. There's the world of dreams, the world of sacred spaces, the world of oracles. Ooh, I like that one. The world of goddesses, the world of fashion, the world of astrology, my favorite, the world of love, and the world of alchemy. That's absolutely beautiful. So what gave you guys the inspiration to write this just enormously amazing artistic book?
Well, we wanted to have a museum of Amy's work, and one day that's our goal. That's our quantum affirmation, is working on building a museum. And until that comes along, this book is a museum of Amy's work. It's everything she's ever done.
Also, we really want to capture in one place all the things that we've done and do, because sometimes we talk about it, but it's hard to explain it. So we really take the reader through this journey into Monty's writing is wonderful. It's really sort of a friendly taking their hands and leading them through all these worlds.
But all you got to do really is read Rose Lifka's introduction to understand Amy's work, because a lot of times, I mean, we're sitting in front of one of Amy's pieces right now, which is called Poseidia, which is one of the islands of Atlantis. And a lot of times people will not understand where Amy's art is coming from. It's beautiful. It's fabric.
Is it craft? Is it art?
Right.
Wait, is she a tarot reader? Or they don't understand how you can do all of it.
And she does fashion, and Rose Lifka, as I was saying before, one day she walked up to Amy. She said, "I didn't used to understand your work, but now I understand it." And she understood that Amy's work comes out of Matisse, comes out of Salvatore Dali as surrealism, comes out of Picasso in the sense that she's willing to use any culture, things from any culture in her work, and she portrays the human being inside the energy matrix that people like Einstein saw. That people who are high on LSD or whatever, they report, and then Dr. Jerry Epstein, our friend who is a psychiatrist, said that Amy's work is what people see in dream imagery, in guided dream imagery trips that he would take people on. He got Amy's work the second he saw it and collected Amy's work.
I see some people joining us. Hi, Diane.
Yes, hi, Terry. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Devereaux. Oh, Diane, love to see you.
Oh, this is
Oh, my
great.
goodness. Yeah, so I'm going to read a little bit about what...
Rosie Posey, I love her name.
Oh, I love your name, too. Hello, loves. I can't see this live on either Amy or Monte's pages. It says it's streaming on Amy's page, so...
It's not on my page? Maybe she's not my friend. I'm not sure.
It says that it says that you're live on the StreamYard thing, but okay, I'll have Jonathan look into that while we continue.
Should we log back into Facebook? Maybe that was it.
Yeah, on StreamYard it says that it's running, but I'll have Jonathan look into it for us for sure.
Okay. I'll make sure.
Guys,
so while we're
always learning.
Yeah, the world of technology. Wait,
I see it on your page.
This is your page.
It's Michelle Marie.
Oh, you sure? Okay, well, I'll go to your page. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's on my page.
It's on Amy's page. It says live and 6 people are watching. Hello, you 6 people.
Well, they're coming from all the different pages, so we have a couple of dozen so far over here.
Oh, that's
Okay.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got to tell you how excited we are to be with you today doing this, because not only you're a wonderful friend of ours, and you also get Amy's work, but we just feel like we're all part, like a lot of the people that we see here, we're all part of this same group, this group energy that it's like a community.
It's
I love
enchanted.
it. Yeah, and that's what Enchanted Worlds is all about. We should have done the world of social media. I guess when we do the next iteration of the book, we'll do that.
That's the world of love.
Yeah, true.
Oh, that's true. Oh. And I love that, anyone can kind of put themselves into one of these worlds and relate to it in some way, or more than one of these worlds, just
Yeah.
depending on where they're at on their journey and what their focus is at the time. I wanted to kind of continue with what Rose C. Silka, did I say that correctly? Slivka said, because it's just, she really does write what Amy's art is really about. And so we've discussed it at the beginning, and it says each of her enchanted worlds, amazing in their detail, needs to be carefully studied, appreciated in the bits and pieces by which it is made, to truly absorb the power of the entire composition. Her images emerge out of the buildup and in the end reveal a picture that is powerfully evocative of dreams, memories, stories, and longings. Zerner's art is the art of radiance and transcendence. It is the odyssey of the fragment as it journeys to infinity, a metaphor for our own journey. So we're just talking about how, depending on where you're at in your journey, there is a chapter or more than one chapter here for you. That's just stunning.
Thank you.
No, we could not be happier with this book, and Red Feather and Schiffer. They really stepped up with us, and we worked on it for years.
We never sort of look back, being creatives. We're always coming up with something new. So this process of making this book was a little different because we really kind of went back to review where we came from and how it evolved and what we wanted to choose from all of that, because I've done so much work. It was challenging to decide and to eliminate. It was hard. Thank you.
Yeah, I recognize this one is available on amyzerner.com if you love this jacket. Look at the gold. Stunning.
And we were able to acknowledge all of Amy's collectors because the people that have bought her work, her wall pieces.
It means so much to us.
It's just such a wonderful thing. That's the world of love, is talking about some of the collectors.
Also, it has a lot of the magic of how we met, how I got into Bergdorf's, how we started with the books. There's so much that I think people can gain from having faith in what they're passionate about, which we always knew what we were here on earth to do, for me to make beauty and to make art, and Mati as a writer coming into that in different ways, and developing our intuition, which really leads you to the right place and the right people at the right time.
And now we understand why no publicist ever was able to get us. It takes a 250-page book to explain who the heck we are and what we've been up to.
Oh my goodness. So I'm going to show the audience a really quick photo here. This is Amy standing in front of one of her tapestries here.
Yeah, that's the biggest one she ever made. It's called Midlife Isis.
That's hilarious.
I made that after my mother passed away. I was so sad. I'm feeling so small. And so I wanted to make myself feel better. I made the biggest piece that's sort of a tribute to her. So it's sort of me and re-empowering myself to understand life, better.
Amy only makes self-portraits when she's sad. So she's only made 3, thank God.
Oh, well, that was during your Saturn dasha, and Saturn's in that 12th house of loss. And so, but it's also moksha. So you're able to tap into your spirituality when you're feeling that loss. It's a really beautiful thing.
Yeah, that piece is 9 feet by 12 feet. And,
oh my goodness.
And the Oriental model that you see in the photo I took standing next to her, she's our friend Beverly Lee. And she was Yves Saint Laurent's muse model for when Yves Saint Laurent put out the perfume called Opium. and I've been so lucky as a photographer. I took most of the pictures to work with models like her. I mean, how good a photographer do you have to do? You have an amazing coat with an amazing jacket and a beautiful model who knows what she's doing. But
Oh, that's stunning, stunning.
That's another aspect of our collaboration where Monty evolved into photographing all the work, and we really participate in the design of all of our books. You know, so I think, you know, you learn as you go on this journey of how to do things, how things work, how to perfect, you know, your vision.
And how long does it take you to write a book or create a tapestry? I mean, you have over 50 publications out in addition to all of your artwork and your collection at Bergdorf Goodman's and your galleries.
well, we're always working.
We're always creating, I mean, from morning till night. So it's hard to say how long it takes because it's everything you've learned, you know, up to that moment that you try to put into this form. We love doing books because they really capture a whole dimension of an idea. To collaborate together, it's very exciting.
This one took longer than all of them. This one took the longest of any book we've ever done because Amy had to go through all her photographs, which was an emotional experience to begin with. That's a fairly new one.
That's Hosta right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's her Gilded Hands. And she had to look at all the photographs, and then I had to we had to put them into worlds, and I wanted to make it so that it had enough text but not too much text to be more like Instagram, more like social media. So
where you could just absorb that page and that text, and it would,
yeah,
that would be enough. It's like a bite.
So then one of the hardest things was placing the photographs and then writing to the photographs. But I'm used to doing that because, as it says in the book, I really illustrate Amy's art with my words. When she did the Enchanted Tarot, she did the art first, and then I wrote the words to it. It's not like she was trying to make up for what was going on there. Yes, that's an interesting piece, and we actually show how that piece was made.
I'm going to show that next. Yep, I'm going to show yep, here we go. So here's the first page.
So this was a commission from my collector who we mentioned before, who donated 30 pieces to the University of North Texas. They have a fashion institute. So she was like a fabulous patron of my work, and she would commission me to do special ideas. So that was the Magdalene. And she described, you know, that she wanted a certain amount of stars and a certain number of snakes. And she was so fun to work with, and she was really smart and so appreciative. You know, she'd give me a couple of ingredients and then let me go. And then she really wore them all the time. She had a whole collection of them. And so I love, you know, I do have certain collectors that just wear them, you know, to go to the grocery store or wherever.
Oh, that's amazing.
They're like me, yeah.
Yeah, I like to look good when I leave the house too. I think it's a Leo something. It's like I like to have my makeup on. And,
yep.
I mean,
it's for other people as well as you.
When Amy's grandmother lived with us in her 90s, she would, when she opened the door of her bedroom,
she always had necklaces.
She was done. She could go to meet the Queen of England when she walked out of her bedroom every morning.
I bet. Well, that was also a generational thing too. I wish more people would do that now. I feel overdressed, and wearing masks during the pandemic, it was like I saved a lot on lipstick. So.
Yes, I know.
So these are some of
Astrology section.
Astrology. Yeah. This is one of my favorites.
And two of them are actually in. There's a publisher called Toshin, and they're acknowledged as the art book publisher in the world. And two of those images were chosen by Toshin for their book on astrology. They're doing something called the Library of Esoterica. And they called Amy when they started doing tarot, and three of Amy's works are in.
Those are beautiful books.
They're beautiful, just like, but I have to say, Red Feather did as beautiful. This could be a Toshin book.
We're so lucky with our publishers and editors and people that we have worked with over the years that really, they let us do what we want to do. Or, you know, it's also a wonderful collaboration of doing what they need and doing what we want to do and coming up with something completely new every time.
On the right there is a commission that Amy did. The reason it's in the astrology chapter is when Amy does a commission for people, a lot of times if they're into it, she'll do their chart and see the symbols and see and get an image idea and discuss it with the client. So when she does a commissioned portrait, it's like a portrait of their soul. In this case, it was a couple.
And their children are there.
And you know, you can do with transfers, you can actually put photographs of people into the work.
So how do you receive these visions for these incredible pieces of art? What is the process that occurs within you?
I have, I don't sketch it out ever. The only one I ever sketched out was that big one, that 9 foot by 12, because I had to kind of engineer and figure out how to put it together ahead of time. But normally I just have faith that the vision's going to come to me, and I sit down, and that's how I work. It's very spontaneous, very intuitive.
There she is.
Yeah, there you are, working away.
It's a cutting and pulling and piecing and assembling. There's so many processes. Then there's the sewing. The end result, is all sewn together when I do fabric. A lot of the pieces in this book are paper collages, which are more like paintings. But it's the same method, of putting a puzzle together. They're really like mosaics in a way.
And people always say, well, I can't draw a straight line. Well, I can't cut a straight line with scissors. And Amy, when she makes these pieces out of paper with scissors and glue, you can't even tell they're glued together when you're right up next to them. She's just so good. I mean, she's been doing this since she's a child. There's even some childhood drawings of Amy's that shows how similar her.
They're the same. They're princesses with stars and moons and.
Yeah, in the beginning of the book, there's certain things, and in the fashion section, I think there's one image also. And in there, Amy has a quote that says, "I used to draw pictures of princesses wearing my clothes, and now princesses buy my clothes."
Oh, that's so true. You sold a jacket to Elizabeth Taylor as well.
She had 8 of Amy's, or is it 9?
I think 9 pieces.
She had 9 of Amy's jackets.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's the story of how that happened in the book. We actually bought one of them back after she unfortunately passed away. They had an auction of her stuff, and there were 2 of them that came up at auction. We tried to get them both, but we only got one.
Oh my goodness, there's just so much to this.
That's in our living room, and we feel like it has Elizabeth Taylor's energy, which is pretty amazing. But Amy's grandfather was a painter. Her mother was an artist.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so yes, it runs in the Zerner line, the artistry.
Yeah, it really does. And Amy has been this good since I met her in 1974. Her early work stands against her modern work. And in the last chapter, I think in the alchemy chapter, there's an image that she did before the pandemic, and it has someone wearing a mask. I mean,
yeah,
it's like she got the message. There's one of the childhood drawings.
Yep. That's very good for a little girl.
Thank you.
A lot of detail. Look at the detail on the bottom there. You were doing this early.
That's what I'm saying. It's the same as what I do now.
That was like a catalog page to see the gloves and the fan and the.
Oh wow, that's stunning! And then you can see it kind of transmuted into your work today, and.
Yeah, and Donna, the graphic artist, did the most amazing job. Brenda, excuse me. We formed a way of assigning numbers to the picture so that we know what to put, and she just placed them so beautifully. So in other words, when it refers to something, it's right there. I hate it when you have to go like 5 pages out to see what someone's talking about in a book.
Oh my goodness. And then here is some photos from, I know you have the Enchanted Tarot, which is one of your best-selling decks. It's right here.
Yes. And images from the Wild Goddess Oracle right next to it.
We'll do some readings.
Yep, there's the Wild Goddess Oracle there.
Yeah, we'll do some readings for the people that are watching.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, I've got the Wild Goddess Oracle and, of course, Karma cards. Those are my I do go to decks for live readings. I normally did karma cards and a couple of other decks, and I got specific people saying, "Get the Wild Goddess Oracle more. I want that one. I want to see what you
that's so
pull."
nice.
Oh, great.
And I had a neighbor literally stop me on the trail out here where I live. And apparently she was watching one of my videos. And she said, I know. And I just mentioned it casually because we're dog moms and we let our dogs play together. And I mentioned it casually. And she watched the show and said, I love that Wild Goddess Oracle. Can you put that on the show more? I love seeing all the beautiful imagery. And
Oh, thank
I mean,
you.
so it's so amazing. People stop me on the street to tell me what decks to use in my readings online.
That's great.
So it definitely has an effect on people. Okay, so go ahead.
I was just saying, we get stopped in our town, and people say, "You gave me a reading 25 years ago, and you were so accurate."
And they start off by saying, "You won't believe this," but I was like, "What do you mean? Of course I'll believe it."
Yeah, you won't believe this, but it was so true.
All right.
Well, we do believe it.
So what is one of the most surprising things that you've learned in creating your books, your tools, and your art? Because you guys create everything.
Well, I don't know. This book, believe it or not, stopped me in my tracks.
Oh.
It really did, because like Amy was saying, it's like
it was so important to us. I think.
It's like we've been climbing the ladder, and with this book we look down. And when you look down when you're climbing the ladder, we saw what we've done. I think I said today, it's like a roadmap that is reverse roadmap, because it shows you where you are now, and explains to you where you are now. So
it made us stop and appreciate what we've done. I guess that's important to do.
because
at a certain point,
this society is hard on people who are proud of what they do, and Amy is so not egotistical about what she does. Yeah, there's some of the different books that we've done. There's a bunch of them. We had to throw that in too, of course.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so in a way, it humbled us, and at the same time made us appreciate what we've done. Because we're in our 70s now, and it's good to appreciate what you've done. A lot of people at our age are can feel forgotten.
Or they have regrets.
Right, and we don't have regrets, and we don't feel forgotten, and we have publishers calling us asking for more oracles all the time. We're doing something for Barnes and Noble. They called us.
Wow.
It's a really good feeling because of karma cards.
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, so I love karma cards. Everybody knows this about me. I have them on hand all the time. Of course, I have more than one deck. I had my first deck I got, I think, in 2001. And then I bought another one, I think, around 2008.
Is this the new version?
This is what it looks like in Barnes and Noble now, because when the company that originally made them went bankrupt, we got the rights back, and Barnes and Noble bought it. And
wow.
and Barnes and Noble themselves were bought recently by a British company called Waterstones, and Waterstones sent their new publisher from the UK, and he said, we need another title like these karma cards, because they're selling really well. And so they called us and asked us to do the Intuition Oracle.
That's coming out in the spring.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting. The Intuition Oracle.
Yeah.
It's like the Creativity Oracle, but about intuition.
So, and I know that intuition is something that everybody has, but not everybody understands necessarily. What are some methodologies that you would recommend for beginners in developing their own intuition? I mean, obviously, you guys are experts at manifestation and intuition and really bringing these higher realms and forms of thinking and being down into the ethos. But, maybe someone who's just getting started, what suggestions would you give them?
To get a tarot deck that you're attracted to, we recommend ours.
Of course.
Yes. What would be the first deck that the Enchanted Tarot you said would be a good first deck?
Yes.
I mean, it's designed to be a first deck.
And it's designed like an exercise machine for your intuition. So the more you do it, the more the visuals trigger your intuition. You learn to trust yourself. You learn to that's the whole key, is to trust it. We all have it. We have to nurture it and make friends with it. And find the right tool to work with. So there's different, a Wild Goddess Oracle also. That's an image from the Wild Goddess Oracle.
That we were able to get Amy's, the actual Wild Goddess cards are on the table there, which is kind of cool.
I mean, with intuition, it evolves. It gets stronger the more you use it.
Right, and if you don't want to spend any money, and I can understand that because, you know, sometimes money's tight, just start with yes and no things. You know, because if you
play with your friends. Have them ask you a question.
Yeah, yes and no questions are a good way to start, because yes feels like yes, and no feels like no. Because a big problem with psychic stuff is trusting it. Because if you're afraid to say the answer that you get, or it's silly, because your subconscious speaks to you in symbols, and symbols can sometimes be silly.
Those are some of the cards from the Wild Goddess, and that's from the Creativity Oracle.
Yeah.
So we've really made it our life mission to develop oracles and to make tools to develop your intuition, because it's so important to get through life. I mean, especially now we can see we need to be very intuitive about what's a lie, what's true, what is happening, you know, with this pandemic. What's the best thing we can do for ourselves to, you know, stay well, stay healthy, who to choose as your partner. I mean, everything comes down to, you can't overanalyze it. You have to come down to your basic gut instinct in the end, right?
Okay.
You can weigh the logical with but in the end, you're going to have your gut instinct lead the way.
And you got to be brave, because you're going to get stupid things. I was doing a reading for very, very buttoned down people that were wonderful. And this one woman said, "Can you get a message from my brother?"
Mm.
And I said, "I'll try." And I saw him throwing her down the stairs. That was the image that I saw.
Oh, no.
And I'm telling you, you got to be able to stand there and say what you got. So I said, "Did he kind of throw you down the stairs a lot?" And she's like, "Oh, all the time."
Like it was normal?
Yeah. And it turned out they had a sunken living room with a lot of carpet on the steps. And as children, they used to throw each other down those steps.
So it was a game. It wasn't violent.
It was a game, but it was a
Oh,
game
okay.
that meant
But
something.
she knew what he was talking about.
It meant something to her, and
Okay.
obviously to the spirit on the other side. I mean, I've seen these things happen. And the other day, one of my doctors, my skin doctor, he's a skier, you know, like a triple black diamond skier. And he said to me, "I'm going to Aspen. Do you have any messages for me?" You know,
Because when we go to the skin doctor, he closes the door to get a little psychic reading.
Right. and gives us a break too on skin treatment. And he's like, I said, "Well, I hear go higher." I said, "That makes no sense to me. I'm not a skier. But I assume that when you get to the top of the mountain, how do you go higher?" He said, "Oh, yeah, where I'm going, you go up to the top of this mountain in Aspen, and then there's something called the bowl that you got to hike up higher to get to, and you ski there." I wasn't going to ski there because I broke my leg, and I didn't know if I was well enough to do it, but now I'm going to do it. So I hope he doesn't break his leg, of course.
You have to be very brave. Monty's very brave about saying what he feels and hears. And it's such a responsibility when you start reading for other people.
Yeah, you can't worry.
You have to have a confidence.
Right, exactly. No, you can't worry that
you're wrong.
That you're wrong, or that, you know.
I mean, everyone's wrong sometimes.
Yes, of course. And I always say that. I could be wrong, but this is what I hear.
But he's hardly ever wrong.
Well, that's very, very sweet of you to say. Yeah, I figure if somebody asks me, they're going to get what I give them. You know, they ask me, so okay. It's not like I'm coming up to them and saying, go higher, young man." You know, it's if they're asking me, you know the drill. You're a reader.
I'm so glad that you brought that up, because that was one of the big pushes that I had to make as a reader. And I know so many other readers struggle with is, you know, especially with like a relationship reading, and you just look at it and go, oh God, you know, it's just like, what do I say to this woman? And sometimes I'll even get images of either abuse or, you know, even financial crimes.
Yeah.
And I've been through this myself. So it's like, I'm getting triggered. And at the same time, I'm also going to have to tell this person some bad news. And so I just do it, but I try to do it in the most gracious way possible. And I found that through meditation, I focus on my heart chakra when I'm delivering the message. I don't focus on my more cerebral chakra, which is just like, this is what's going to happen to you. Which is more rational, logical. That's the Aquarian side of me, where I'm like, okay, bullet point on how this is going to go badly. I don't do it from my kind of sacral chakra, where I'm kind of responding with action, that flight or fight. I go from the heart, and I tell them, like, if this were my child, how would I get across to them?
Yes, that's a good way to look at it.
Well, I mean, I remember once Monty read for someone, and she was like, when am I going to meet the one? And Monty was like, it's not going to happen. And like, she was so relieved. She was so relieved, that she didn't have to worry about that anymore.
We were on television once, back in the day when television would have, readers on Good Day New York, and a woman called up, and you hear it over the speakers in the studio, and it's a pretty big show, billions of people.
Doing the cards.
We're doing the cards, and this woman says, "Will my son get out of jail?" And Amy and I both look at the cards and say at the same exact second, no. And she says, good, and hangs up. So you got to give them the answer you get, because sometimes you'll be surprised. They'll be happy to hear what you tell them.
Oh, that's so amazing. Yeah, for some reason, my dog Rosie over here, she's so happy that if you guys hear squeaking, that's the squeaking that you're hearing. Yeah, she's so excited. Fox is home, and she keeps squeaking her toy and throwing it in his face. So
I wondered what that was.
Play with me.
That's adorable. Yeah,
she gave him kisses as soon as we got home and wanted to play right away. And he was coming off the methadone, and he's like, leave me alone.
But there's been a lot of miracles with animals lately.
Yeah, I was going to say, have you guys ever read for an animal before using any of your tools? And if so, what tools would you recommend for reading for our pets?
We actually
we ask the cards, the best thing to do.
Yeah, but we actually have contacted other animal oracles. I mean, we love our cat so much, and he sort of came back from the dead about 3 months ago, just the way Fox did. And we have a friend, Linda LaPlante, who's a famous mystery writer in England, and her borzoi, the ones that look like a mule, they're huge.
Yeah.
He survived an operation.
Yeah, it was like we knew you were going through something.
There's someone else too.
There was like a lot of pet
miracles
and emergencies, and we're just grateful our cat is doing pretty good.
I mean, he's not going to last forever, and he's at the end of a 21-year-old. He's going to be 21 in March if he makes it.
But a dear friend of ours made a flower remedy just for him, and it really made a difference.
We did.
And we also use these special patches that I put on, for his arthritis, and that helped. So there's a lot of holistic things that you can do for pets too.
And that's the thing I love about, to get back to the book, is we try to put love into everything we do. And it's because Amy and I are so lucky, and we like you and Jonathan, we feel so lucky and so blessed, and so we want to share that with people. And Enchanted Worlds really is a way of sharing it. Just like doing readings, like people use our oracles to become.
I think people want some readings, right?
That's what I'm leading up to. I'm segueing into and I'm so dense. I don't know about you, but this Aquarius can be quite dense. There's Patti LaBelle. This is the world of love. Well, Patti loves Amy's work so much that she gifted it. She gifted a jacket, and Amy's jackets are not cheap. She gifted one-of-a-kind jackets to Martha Stewart
and Oprah. Well, I met Patti LaBelle.
Yeah.
I think it was through Jeff. Somehow we were all
through Jeff Pulver. We were all at some benefit, and Diana Ross was performing, actually.
And Monty said, go talk to Patti LaBelle. Go talk to her. And I'm not, I'm a little shy way. Well, I used to be.
And I'm not usually the one to tell Amy to do anything.
Anyhow, I went right up to her and told her about my clothes, and we got in touch, and there's a quote in there. She said, and she looks so great in them.
All of my Amy Zerner pieces are simply divine, said music legend Patti LaBelle. None of my words can adequately describe their beauty and uniqueness. It's as if they speak to your soul. And of course, these are all exclamation points.
Yeah.
They are definitely healing garments. Every time I wear one, it is an uplifting experience.
Yeah, she used to perform it when she did her gospel tour. She performed in Amy's work. I get chills thinking about it. And she's really a nice person and very funny also.
Yes.
And
Just another legend.
I mean, really, I mean, well, Elizabeth Taylor, Patti LaBelle, I mean, that's pretty. And then actually, Rihanna's stylist bought Amy's jewelry because it was
The
in
snake ring. Yeah.
Yeah, it was in Bergdorf Goodman. We didn't give it to them. It's unusual. He was looking, he saw it, he said, oh God, she'd love that. And he bought it. And then we actually licensed the photograph of her from the 777 tour. We licensed it from Getty Images just to show it in the book. So,
Wow.
yeah, so the world of love about people who buy our books, and because it's all about people.
You guys signed it for me. Thank you. I just saw that. Oh my gosh. To some Michelle Marie with love and gratitude, always and always. XO, Amy and Monte. Thank you. I will cherish this forever. Thank you. Thank you for putting your energy into it. That means so much.
Thanks, Michelle.
Well, we really appreciate what you're doing. I mean, what you're doing is so powerful. And you and Jonathan are doing this.
It's important when you're a creative person to have a support system. It makes you keep going, and it makes you know that you're on the right path, and you have to share your art. You know, you can't do it in isolation.
Right.
Yes. And I think I already told you guys, I was an artist before this. I had a jewelry store and a company. And
oh, yes.
Yes. So I did art, and I was also an astrologer. And so a lot of my inspiration came from, I'd guess someone's sign and say, oh, you're a Leo. You probably like these, or you're.
Yeah.
So the one thing that I love about something that you said, Amy, was never put yourself in a box. You can make jewelry, you can make tapestries, you could make clothing, you can be an astrologer, you could be a medium,
Yeah.
you could be a cat mom, you can be, don't let anyone put you in a box, especially creatively, because you never know what's going to come out of you.
Yes,
So.
because it takes so many forms, and it would be boring just to do one aspect of it.
One time we had a publisher who loved us. I mean, he was the one who published Karma Cards. He meant no harm, and he said, you should stick with astrology. Don't do the Enchanted Tarot. Because we talked to him about doing it. And
of course, we didn't listen.
Good.
It's like, thank you very much, Michael. But basically, go screw yourself. We're going to do what we're going to do. Because, everyone's got to explore all their stuff. So
and to be true to yourself.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So, I'm so dense before when you said you wanted us to do readings for the unboxing, I thought, oh, she wants us to read from the book. I didn't realize you actually want us to read for people, which is fun.
Oh, it's okay, great. Well, I'm going to be using 2 of your decks that are also available on the Enchanted. I'll actually have all of the links in my bio where you can buy them. So, and yes, so I'm going to be using today the Wild Goddess Oracle.
And I'll use the Enchanted Tarot.
And then I combine the Wild Goddess Oracle with Karma Cards, so you guys the listeners can see how you can use the 2 decks together. And the thing I love about Karma Cards, everyone, is you do not have to be an astrologer to use these cards. Okay, they literally have all of the messages written across them, especially if you do the 3-card pull. I'm going to be doing something a little different with the Wild Goddess Oracle. Oh, yes, and the Creativity Oracle. Do you ever want to see that?
Well, I'm going to use that, I guess.
Monty will use the Creativity Oracle. I'll use the Enchanted Tarot.
It's like a barbershop. 4 barbers, no waiting.
we haven't done live readings recently for people.
All right, yeah, because we went crazy. So what's the first question?
New Year's questions? Is that what we want?
We do. We have some questions up here. Oh, okay. This is from Diane. She said the Enchanted Tarot was my first deck. So
Diane,
that's
we know. We remember the moment.
Oh, that's so sweet. We love Diane.
And then let's see. Devereaux says the imagery in your art resonates with me. It helps me to be creative. Thank you for creating beauty. So
thank you so much.
Yeah. And then Shem is here. Tiny Trinkets for Ange. Good to see you. Good. Diane's here. Denise, good to see you. Rosie Posey, good to see you. Jessica, Terry, thank you everyone for coming and commenting. So we're going to go ahead and answer some questions. And the first one, and I'll let you guys take the lead because these are your tools, is from Kay, and she's on YouTube. And it says, my question is about what spirit wants me to know currently.
You're going to do with the tarot?
Yeah, you do the.
I'll do the creativity oracle. Okay, 4 oracles, no waiting. Okay, so the card I got says nurture.
That's so funny because I got the Princess of Hearts.
Oh my God, Cancer is all about nurturing.
Nurturing.
Talk about 3 barbers, no waiting. Well, obviously you have to nurture either yourself or someone else, right?
Yeah, I don't know if there's a child.
And I'm getting
involved.
this as the mother. Are you
Yeah,
getting the
'cause
mother?
Look at the bar. Yeah, me too.
Sorry.
I don't know if she wants more children or if she has children, but I mean that's her role right now. They want you to be the nurturer.
Right. The creativity oracle has the art on one side and the words on the other. And the Princess of Hearts is
It's all about, you know, sweetness and poetry and you know, communicating with about those things in life, you know, that come from the heart.
not to mention that it's one of the 2 cards in the tarot that can indicate a pregnancy.
That's right. So let us know, Kay, if we're right on.
Kay
She
says,
does-
I have children. So she says she does have children. What's interesting was what I got from this was there's something with your mother that you're looking to heal through your own children.
Mm.
That's the message I got, because then I got the gardener from the Wild Goddess Oracle.
Oh, wow.
And you need to weed out negativity and toxic thoughts to clear the way for new growth. And it is sure to come if you add habits to heal your life. And again, you guys, these messages are right on the back of the cards. So when you're giving your readings, they're all right here. But what I got from Spirit, along with Cancer, is, you know, your mother might have not been the healthiest person or done the best that she could because of maybe some toxic habits and behaviors. And you are learning to heal by being a mother to your own children. And that Spirit recognizes that and wants you to be applauded for what you're doing.
It's
Wow.
very specific.
See what I mean about you got to be brave enough to say stuff, everyone?
I think it's very challenging, parents and their children now with the pandemic
Yes.
issues.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm telling you, for all you people with young people out there, I have a friend, our friend's son picked up and brought himself from England to New York, because that's how crazy they're going from being locked down for so long. And not
We
every
spent
young
today
person
with
has
him,
the
yes.
resources to do that. But the minute he could, he did. You know, turned 18 and boom, I'm out. So be kind to your kids. They're going through some heavy stuff now.
Mm-hmm. And Kay wrote back, that's amazing. So I'm glad that resonated, Kay.
That was amazing, Michelle.
Well, it's using your tools.
I love that.
Yeah, but
Combo.
yeah. Well, the tools are tools. It's like, you know. Yes, I'm very proud of karma cards, but it's great to see them get used that way.
Oh, yes. You can always combine tools just like you can combine anything. Let's see.
Right.
Okay, so Diane is our next question. I'd love a reading for my highest good.
Okay, Diane. It's a pleasure to read for you. Such a good reader.
Oh, great. Go deeper.
Go deeper.
Go deeper. Expressing the deeper meanings in life while staying. Well, that's great. Go deeper. Oh, I was going to make a sexual reference, so you got North Node and Scorpio. Go deeper. Okay, and Amy brings it back to reality.
Well, there's some sort of conflict, you know, where you're not compromising, or you're standing your ground or trying to, you know, fight it out. But because I got the Ace of Wands, I think you're going to have a breakthrough and a new beginning.
Right.
Coming up soon. You're not going to deal with the situation in the same way. You're going to have new energy to deal with it and, you know, conquer what's going on.
And use a different way to end the fight.
What do you say, Michelle Murray, with what you got?
Oh, I'm in agreement with you, especially with the North Node and Scorpio, which is a big yes card. And Scorpio, as you know, it's that psychic energy. It's going deeper. It's really looking at something underneath the surface, looking at those secrets. And what was interesting was I got the empath in the Wild Goddess
That's
Oracle.
her. That's
That
her.
is, she's an empath.
Yeah.
And there's even the water here, and she's got the little bird, and of course there's the fish, and there's a lot of imagery in this card. And I think the reason, you know, you are an incredibly psychic person, Diane. We already know that. And, you know, protecting your sensitivities and cultivating boundaries is something that you've been working a lot with in your life. And I think Spirit is really saying that you are doing the work for your highest good by creating those boundaries and creating a space from which you can work and share your messages with the world. And it literally says desire to be of service can thrive. So you're thriving because you're setting those boundaries to protect your big and beautiful heart and spirit. So I think that's pretty amazing. So you're able to go deeper and expand your practice because of the boundaries that you've learned to create for yourself moving forward. And I think Spirit's just giving you an attaboy. So attagirl, I should say.
And I love it that she says my Scorpio partner is laughing.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, and she says, love you guys. That's very sweet.
Aw.
We love her too.
Yes,
We love you too. Oh. Okay. So let's see what our next question is.
Tiny trinkets.
Okay.
I love tiny trinkets.
That's Ange. Yeah, she's also in the community. Devereaux, what do I need to know for January of 2022? Okay.
Well, you need to know that it's my birthday and all presents will be gratefully accepted.
No, I think not the January 22, January 2022.
Oh, excuse me. I've decided since my birthday is January 22nd, I've decided to take the whole year for myself. All birthday presents.
So she wants to know what's for her in January.
I get it. Come on.
Ooh,
Wow, I got manifestation.
I get the King of Wands, so there's going to be a lot happening.
Yeah, it says soon you may manifest the goal you focus spiritual energies upon. Yeah, manifestation. This is one of the good cards.
And he's all about dynamism, so it's going to be a very dynamic, get it done, just do it kind of month for you. You're motivated.
I got Aries.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
what could be more perfect? And this is the image that's on the Creativity Oracle card. These are Creativity Oracle card. There's 80 of them, and they're all details from Amy's tapestries.
Manifestation.
Manifestation,
So really,
yeah.
They're really doing, Devereaux is doing the New Year's thing for real.
Yeah, for real. You don't even
They're
have
making a wish and it's going to happen.
Yeah, she doesn't have, Devereaux does not have to make a New Year's resolution.
Well, the second card I got was the North Node. So you're going to be starting a lot of projects and it will be very busy. But then I got the Libra card, which tells me you're going to need to balance this energy and keep it kind of under wraps for when you need it. So, and then the Wild Goddess, I got Siren.
Nice.
Don't get
Okay,
distracted.
so
Don't get this. This is, yeah.
Yep. So, try not to be procrastinated. That's that balance that I think Libra was talking about. You have all this fiery, airy, let's get it done, North Node energy, and it really wants you to complete the work that's in front of you. But if you allow yourself to get distracted and you lend yourself to procrastination and avoidance, it can lead to needless problems, which is, there you go. So I love how all of the readings come together. That's awesome.
Yes.
And we make it really easy, like the creativity cards and the goddess cards. You can read it right on the card.
Yeah, we put the words right on there.
That's what I love.
Well, yeah.
So that's why if you're a beginner, you can just dive right in. It's all written out for you.
We're all about do it yourself, Not that people shouldn't go for readings, but it's good to know how to do it yourself. Then you can appreciate another reader even more.
Oh, so Devereaux says, thank you all. I got it. Okay,
Cool.
Great. Okay, my Scorpio. Okay, let me get the next question here. This is from Rosie Posey. It's like my dog. I love her. I'd love a reading too. Okay.
Okay, let's just see.
Oh, you mean one of
the
those?
cards want or
Read me.
For the new year. For the new year. For
Well, I got the same one again.
Oh.
Well, you and Diane have to get together because I got Go Deeper again. And on this one, the art is pretty amazing.
Ooh.
You can see that face that's in there.
I got the Prince of Wands.
Oh,
I want.
Let's go higher and deeper.
Well, to move. She wants to move.
Yeah.
You want to move forward, or it might be literally you want to move to a new place, but you're got ants in your pants.
Right. Prince of Wands can sometimes indicate a promotion, going higher.
But I do think there's some sort of movement that of something that might have been stuck, something that you might have been frustrated with. What do you get, Michelle Marie?
Well, I got the North Node, so Spirit is definitely telling her to move forward with whatever is on her mind right now. And you know this, Rosie Posey. And then I got Virgo. So some organization, some analyzation is needed before you move forward. And service to others, but I'm kind of getting that there is something that you're dealing with on a mental level that's more like maybe you're struggling with perfectionism and that could be holding you back a little bit. That's kind of what I'm getting. And so then I asked the Wild Goddess Oracle for a little bit of extra oomph, and I got grace. So you need to give yourself a little bit of grace. Okay, forgive yourself and anyone else in your situation, even if you or they do not deserve it. To forgiveness is a mirror to the divine forces who love us. So that grace includes giving a little bit of grace to yourself. And perfectionism is good, especially when you're creating a tapestry that requires a lot of just small details and work. But it can be stifled if you focus too much on making it perfect, if that makes any sense. So I'm getting from Spirit, you need to give yourself more grace this year and not be so hard on yourself when it comes to perfectionism, and you'll be able to really move forward with the projects that you have.
She says she just said she wants to move home. She's looking for homes at the moment.
Okay.
So it looks like that's going to happen.
Oh, good. That's awesome. Okay. All right. And this is Denise Goldman Walsh. It says, I love your work. So beautiful and thrilled to finally be here for one of your live readings. My question is, I have an opportunity to purchase real estate. A lot of real estate questions.
Yes.
I'm thinking Vermont as an investment to rent out for passive income. Okay, Vermont.
I like that. I get the Princess of Pentacles. That's a
that's
good
money.
business. It's a practical business enterprise. So I think, yes, for what you just asked about Vermont as an investment.
Now, I got the card trust. So I guess it could relate either to the people you're buying from, the agents involved,
or trust your instinct.
Trust your instincts, or it could also mean put it into a trust. So, I mean, there's a lot of things. Trust that you were born a creative being and have never stopped being one. But the thing is, when you're doing a reading, when you're doing a oracle reading that has words,
it's the first thing that hits you.
It's the first thing that hits you, or something that comes to you later on. So trust can mean a lot of different things. Don't just stop at the meanings we give you. And what did you get?
Well, the first card I got was the 11th house, and it literally says, do it for the future. So you are moving into a new future for yourself. Yes. And then the second card I got was the 10th house, career.
Oh, nice.
So this will be a career opportunity for you because, real estate management and renting things out, that's a lot of work. Okay. And then from the Wild Goddess Oracle, I got the butterfly.
Oh, nice.
So this process, this new place is really going to transform you into something beautiful. You're going to be able to leave behind the current place that you're at now and become the person you've worked so hard to become, blossom into the butterfly here. So
I think it's going to give her more freedom, right? To
the wings.
Yeah. I love all the readings, the way they tie into each other.
I love the way you read. Of course, I love your art. And I love the fact that Denise says the money comes from her mom's trust.
Oh, how perfect.
It's a boon.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Our next question is from Shem. What message do you have for my highest good? Good to see you, Shem. Okay. Now, Shem, I know I've done your chart. So Rahu is going over a number of your planets right now, and you're going to change. You just changed dashas. So you're going to be dealing with your marriage this next year. Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, the cards are relating. They say procrastination is the issue. Stop focusing on your problems and excuses. Take a small step and do something constructive. Now, as a writer, I know that this is an important card because the biggest thing that stops people from writing books is they don't start.
Well, they make the thing too big. And so it's saying really start with just little steps, and that's what the cards want you to know. And I got, this is the illusion card. So maybe when there's too many options, too many opportunities, too many fantasies about how you would like things to be, that kind of can stop you because you feel you have to make a choice or the perfect choice or which one is the best choice or which one's real. That's what that card's talking about. So discernment is important to develop at this time.
And this one means Maya, illusion.
What do you get?
Well, the first card I got from the Karma cards was the 6th house. So being of service to others. And I know that you're already doing that. And that's a really good remedy for Saturn because you are in Saturn Mahadasha. So continuing to donate to the food organization that I know you're donating to and help all of those beautiful women. And then the second one, Amy mentioned intuition. I got the Priestess.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, good.
Yes. So I'm getting that you need to meditate a little bit more. You know, we talked about yoga asanas, we talked about meditation, pranayama, just being still, especially when you feel especially agitated, like, you know, you got triggered or you're just having some problems with your children or your husband or, you know, all of the things that happen in life. When you're still and when you're breathing and when you're calm, you can tap into your intuition. And I think that that's one of the exercises that you can do. And it says, be ready for solutions to seemingly unsolvable problems to appear. So a lot of the things that you're worried about can be solved by simply calming and stilling your mind and doing the exercises. Okay.
I hope that helps, Shem. It's good
Thank you,
advice.
Shem.
Yeah, I'm going to use that advice for myself, actually.
We all need that.
Yeah, really.
Okay.
Tiny Trinket.
Tiny Trinket.
I love that name.
I know. I met her on my other friend Amy's channel, so
nice.
she's fabulous. Anything coming through for my career in 2022, I am having to switch things up, and I want to know if you see an area I could thrive in.
That's a good question.
Well, I have a strange question. I got one of those psychic images of you swimming. Are you a great swimmer? But well, I got seed. Seed in the creativity oracle is all about planting seeds and getting started with something. Having the intention to grow like a seed and bloom is at the heart of creativity. And this is the art, Amy's art. That's there.
Stunning.
So cute.
Thank you. It's interesting. I got 2 difficult cards, and she's asking what areas she can thrive in. I think she can really help people with trauma and wounds and anxiety. I assume she's a healer because she's into the tarot and amulets and talismans. So I think to really kind of focus on how to help people. People are so desperate now and anxious. So it's the kind of thing that's going to help you and also help other people to do some sort of healing work that can help with those really difficult times. I hope that makes sense.
And she said, hell no, but I'll keep swimming through life.
Okay.
Well, what I got was Leo was the first card. So just practicing your self-confidence, putting yourself out there, taking on maybe a leadership position could be coming up for you in 2022. You know, showing the world who you are, shining, making it your stage. And then I got the dancer. So I don't know how dancing relates to you. Look how gorgeous that is. She's holding a star. You must feel free to express yourself. That's the Leo card. And if you want to live your truly authentic life of quality and meaning, our soul's dance is unending. So I feel like you're going to be coming into your own on a self-confidence level, if that makes any sense, that you are going to be showing the world who you are in a bigger way. And then she says, yes, this is perfect confirmation, Amy. Thank you. So there you go. All right.
Well, this was fun.
She's going to do synchronized swimming, which she's going to dance.
I love that.
Okay. And then
Michelle, yes, says, thank you so much.
Yep. Rosie says, thank you so much. Denise says, wonderful. Thank you. The money actually came from my mom's trust. Yep.
So amazing. It's perfect.
Yep, I'm designed to create while I'm there. My home is here in East Hampton. Oh, so Denise is in your neck of the woods.
Hey, neighbor.
And she says, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So And then Shem says, yes, yes, needed to calm my mind.
We all do.
Yes, it all helps. I mean, I wasn't really able to be as good of a reader as I was because I struggled with a lot of anxiety. You guys know my personal story. And I find that, you know, the reason I got into the tarot and to these tools is because I was in such a state of agitation that I needed help because I couldn't really discern what was going on based on this was back in 2013 when I was going through domestic violence. And so I bought my first Rider-Waite deck. And I started just pulling cards for the day and trying to figure out what was going on. Because when you're under a lot of financial, emotional, and literal physical stress, these tools can really help you. So, you know, even if you do have, you know, excellent intuition, there are times where you need a tool to help you out of a hole. That's
Yeah.
what these tools can
it
do.
creates a meditation space. You're creating that sacred space and a ritual where you can be calmer and more grounded and lay the cards on the table and see what they say.
Yes, definitely. And I'm actually going to show. So if you're very interested in the book that we have today and you want to save some money, you can use code GIFT25 at checkout and get 25% off and free shipping for the Enchanted Worlds. It's the book we were talking about today, all of Amy's artwork.
Thank you.
It's the Visionary Collages in Art and Couture of Amy Zerner, written by Monte Farber. Okay. And then I'm going to have the link in all of the social tabs, but there it is. So you guys can see it. That's where you can get your discounts. And I just wanted to thank you two for, you know, joining me today and sharing your artwork and your fabulous new book, again, Enchanted Worlds.
Thank you.
And yes,
Well,
and
we're all part of this mutual admiration society.
I love your professionalism too.
Yes.
Oh, thank you so much. Maybe it's the Aquarian Leo thing. I don't know.
I think so.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us and for bringing your questions, your energy, and your love. And we just all appreciate you so much and hope you have a wonderful new year. Sending you all of our love.
Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.